Coming up on BG24 News, a special event took place at BGSU over the weekend. Details ahead.
Plus, local scouts are making a difference around the community.
And how much longer will the rain be around? We'll take a look at your full Black Swamp weather forecast. Welcome to your Campus and Community Connection.
Live local news starts right now. This is BG24 News, live at 5:30.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alexis Cook.
And I'm Maya Lanier. Thanks for joining us tonight.
BGSU alumni Paul Hooker brought Rally Cap Sports to the Bowling Green community. The first Rally Cap Sports kickoff had a successful turnout. This nonprofit organization gives children with disabilities a chance to be active. Kids were able to play sports and get social with members of the community. Volunteer Libby Snyder says they want the children to feel accepted.
It's really important, I think, that they feel a sense of community and people that want to rally around them and get time to interact with other students and people around the community that really do care.
To find more information on Rally Cap Sports, visit their website, www.rallycapsports.com.
A famous chef from Las Vegas is coming to BGSU. Chef Jeff Henderson is featured speaker for the 2014 Ordinary People, Extraordinary Stories dinner event. Henderson has several best-selling cookbooks. He is also the first African-American chef de cuisine for the Caesar Palace in Vegas. The event will be held next Tuesday in the Student Union at 6:30. For reservations or additional information, visit www.bgsu.edu/library-event.
Learn to Skate sessions are coming to campus. The 6-week sessions begin October 25th at the BGSU Ice Arena. Classes are offered 3 days a week for children ages 3 and up. Class time depends on the skill level. For more information, contact Laura Dunn Fisher at 419-372-8686.
Local Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts are taking part in a program that gives food to those who need it. Reporter Cody Albers has the details.
Every year near the end of October, the Boy Scouts of America shift their focus from the great outdoors to those in need. In the annual Scouting for Food drive, the Boy Scouts team up with the Girl Scouts to collect canned foods and other non-perishable goods for local food pantries. Tim Bosserman explains the drive's objectives.
The main goal of Scouting for Food is to help families in our community that need food most, especially during the holiday season.
Those who wish to participate place their donations on their front porch in a location visible from the street. Then this Saturday, October 25th at 10 a.m., Scouts from all over Wood County will take to the streets and collect all the donations.
Starting at 10 a.m. And so we ask that for those who are participating that you donate canned goods, box goods, non-perishable items, no glass please.
The Scouts ask that participants be courteous with the items donated.
And make sure that the items you're donating, the expiration dates are still good, and donate things that you would want to eat as well.
The food is distributed within the Wood County and Bowling Green area.
And they will pick up food that they see. And so make sure it's visible. This Saturday, 25th, we'll be picking it up.
Reporting for BG24 News, I'm Cody Albers.
The Boy Scouts of Wood County have participated in the drive for 28 years.
This Thursday, BGSU will be hosting the 21st Annual Latino Issues Conference. The conference speaker is Latino immigration activist Jose Moses Sereno. The theme for this year's conference is a community at a crossroad. The conference is free to all BGSU students and $15 for staff. To contact the office at Multicultural Affairs for further information. So Paul, I know today's been a little bit drabby and dreary. How are we looking for next week weather-wise?
Well, I do agree with you, Alexis. We do have an abundance of clouds in the sky, but they're not bringing us any rain as of today. So currently we're looking at about 50 degrees outside with some abundance of overcast. Will this continue? I'll have your full Black Swamp weather forecast in a bit.
Coming up after the break, Bowling Green is taking precautions to avoid Ebola.
Plus, a number of BG robberies may be connected to another town. Stay with us.
Bowling Green is taking more steps to prevent the spread of Ebola in Wood County. On Monday, city officials met to discuss Wood County's preparedness efforts. The meeting was brought up due to 6 people being monitored in Putnam County. Those people may have come in contact with the Dallas nurse who was recently diagnosed. City officials are not worried about the virus being in Bowling Green. The goal is to better educate people on first responders on the virus.
Robberies in Bowling Green may be related to incidents in Perrysburg. 4 separate incidents have occurred in BG since July. These incidents were almost identical to burglaries that took place in Perrysburg. All of the robberies occurred in residential areas. The burglaries came through open, unlocked, and garage doors.
A Bowling Green man appeared in court Monday where he was sentenced to 4 years in prison. Matthew Salton robbed a pharmacy at the Wood County Hospital this past summer and led police on a manhunt. Salton pleaded guilty to 1 count of robbery with firearm and 1 count of failure to comply with police.
A man was charged for a shooting in Perrysburg. Damian Owens appeared inside the courtroom of a Wood County judge. Owens pleaded guilty to several charges, including attempted first-degree murder. Owens was responsible for a shooting back in January 8th. Nobody was killed during the incident.
Various traffic stop videos have caused controversy and tension between local law enforcement and its citizens. Reporter Amy Steigerwalt says you should know the definition of probable cause.
Recent iPhone traffic stop videos have hit YouTube by storm. The videos depicting police officers arresting and smashing through drivers' windows have disturbed viewers, leading them to question their rights when being stopped in traffic. BGSU professor Dr. Philip Stinson specializes in police behavior and was able to elaborate on what defines an officer's probable cause to make a search or request identification during an Ohio traffic stop.
Probable cause is an officer's reasonable suspicion. It has to be something more than a hunch.
Stinson stated that if an officer has a probable cause, he or she can seek a search or request an ID. However, probable cause is less than what would have to be proven at a trial.
The officer would have to have a reasonable suspicion that a crime has been committed or there's evidence of a crime, but it's less than what would have to be proven at trial.
Dr. Stinson stated that in Ohio, it is a crime not to provide identification if asked to do so by a police officer.
If the officer reasonably suspects that the person is committing or has committed a criminal offense, the person is obligated under law to provide the identification.
How a driver responds to a police officer during a traffic stop can arouse suspicion. Although a probable cause may not be clear in a situation, suspicion occurs when citizens are not cooperating or are disrespecting an officer, which can give reasonable suspicion to believe a crime may have been committed.
When the officer has probable cause to believe that there's evidence of a crime in the vehicle.
Finding a solution to identifying if a police officer really believes something or if they were in danger versus their abuse of power will continue to be a problem at the hands of law enforcement. Stinson feels that court hearings are often a place where this can be investigated. Reporting for BG24 News, I'm Amy Steigerwald.
The combined total YouTube views for these videos has exceeded 440,000.
A vehicle owned by a Bowling Green resident was reportedly involved in a crash that injured a construction worker Friday night. Joshua D. Benson, a worker with the Gherkin Paving Company, was struck by a vehicle driving on the closed section of the roadway on I-75. He sustained non-life-threatening injuries and was transported to the hospital. The crash remains under investigation still, and no charges have been filed at this time.
Police are investigating a fatal crash that closed a portion of the Ohio Turnpike for several hours Sunday night. A semi-truck failed to yield to slowing traffic when entering a construction zone. David Keefe first hit Robert Melnick, who in turn collided with 5 other vehicles. Melnick died at the scene, while 2 victims were left injured, life-threatening injuries, and 3 others with minor injuries.
Coming up when we return, how Ohio plans on improving teen driving.
Plus, we'll have your full Black Swamp weather forecast. Stay with us.
Live local forecast with BG24 Black Swamp Weather.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Paul Mims, and here's your Black Swamp weather forecast. Currently, we're looking at about 50 degrees outside with an abundance of clouds, some good overcast outside. We do have some pretty light and variable winds. As we go into tonight's forecast, we're looking at a low of 41 degrees with some clouds as well. We're also looking at some winds that will be dying down as well. As we go into tomorrow, we're looking at a high of 57 degrees with some partly cloudy skies. Those clouds will eventually diminish as we go into the day with some clear sunny skies. And we have a 0% chance of precipitation. And as we go into tomorrow night, those clouds will be gone as well with a clear night with a low of 36 degrees. And those winds will die down as well as we're looking at today. As we go into our map of cloud cover, you can see that there's most of the northwest region of Ohio is pretty much covered with clouds. And you know, people are alarming that it might rain, but people should not be alarmed as those clouds are not containing any heavy rainfall or rain for that matter. So we weren't expecting any precipitation for the next few days. As we go onto our national radar, you can see that we do have that cold front that was sweeping down Ohio. As you can see, those very low overnight temperatures, and that's the reason for that cold front that was coming down Ohio. As we go into our 5-day lookout for the rest of the week, you can see tomorrow we're looking at a high 57, low 36 with partly cloudy skies. Thursday, a clear sunny day with a high of 58, a low of 41. Friday, partly cloudy skies again with a high of 60, low 43. And Saturday with those clouds again, a high of 66 and a low of 43.
Well, thank you, Paul, for the weather. This week is National Teen Driver Safety Week. The Ohio State Highway Patrol aims to change the teen behaviors through traffic enforcement. Traffic violations were for speeding and failure to wear a seatbelt. Teen drivers are encouraged to plan ahead. This prevents rushing from one location to another. They are also reminded that safety belts save lives and all passengers should buckle up every time.
On Friday, the city of Toledo announced the end of all new road work. Officials say the city will finish all projects that it could not complete this year. Next year, Toledo will begin new projects for the city.
Students, staff, and alumni protested Monday at the University of Toledo. They demanded that the university change their sexual assault policies. Protesters want UT to expel any student found responsible for sexual assault by the university's Student Conduct Board, as well as hire a full-time sexual assault prevention and education conductor. They also demanded an independent investigation and annual audits of the university's treatment of sexual assault survivors.
Claudia Cyber joins us for the new look at campus and community sports. Claudia.
Thanks, Maya. Coming up next, after a strong performance this weekend, women's cross country is getting some regional recognition. Plus, I have your athletes of the week right after the break.
It's unfalcon believable coverage that you won't get anywhere else. This is BG24 Sports.
Welcome to BG24 Sports. I'm Claudia Seibert. Bowling Green's women's cross country team is regionally ranked after a 7th place finish over the weekend. The ladies are now 13th in the Great Lakes region. This is the highest regional ranking for the program. The team is also the fourth highest MAC school in the region. The Falcons' next competition comes in November at MAC Championships. With college football in the last half of the season, the Mid-American Conference announced a new backup plan for the Quick Lane Bowl game. The game will feature teams from the Big Ten and the Atlantic Coast Conference. If either conference cannot send a team, the MAC will send one. The backup agreement is good for 6 years. Women's soccer goalie Lauren Cadell received the Pizza Hut Athlete of the Week after helping the Falcons take 2 straight MAC wins. Cadell started the weekend with a career-high 14 saves Friday, and she posted 10 Sunday. The sophomore set a BG record with 11 career games with 10 or more saves. This raises her total to 119 on the season. Cadell was also MAC Defensive Player of the Week. Hockey forward Kevin Dufour also takes home 2 awards. He's the Pizza Hut Athlete of the Week and the WCHA Offensive Player of the Week. In 2 games, Dufour tallied 3 goals against Alabama Huntsville. The sophomore has scored at least 1 in all 4 games for the Falcons. That makes him the NCAA Division I leader with 6 total goals. After a 14-16 season last year, the volleyball team is undergoing a rebuilding season. Reporter Terry Lash looks at how the team is coping with the changes.
The Bowling Green volleyball team is in unfamiliar territory this season. Their record sits at 4-16 with 8 regular season games remaining and are in danger of missing the MAC tourney. Head coach Daniela Tomic speaks on this
has been the
season's
toughest
struggles.
year, the most challenging year, but you know, if it was easy to win championships, everybody would do it. So I understand, and I'm telling my team that you know, you have to go through adversity, you have to go through obstacles, and you know, struggle to become great. And that's something I think that we are going through now, and it will make us stronger in the future. I believe that.
But despite the team's record, Tomic has seen great progress throughout the season.
An important part is that most of the season we have seen improvement, that we are seeing progress, and that we are getting better, and that's something that we have to focus on and wait for those W's to start coming.
The team is trying to avoid missing the MAC tournament for the first time since 2010. Reporting for BG24 Sports, I'm Terry Lash.
The ladies take on Toledo and Ball State this weekend with hopes of improving their MAC record. Men's soccer is headed to Columbus this week. The guys take on Ohio State tomorrow night in a non-conference game. The Falcons are 9-3-1, coming off a tie against Buffalo. Ohio State sits at 5-5-3 overall after a weekend win against Wisconsin. A victory gives Bowling Green 10 or more wins for the first time in 16 years. Game time is at 7 p.m. And now we'll take it to Katie, who has this week's inside look at a Falcon athlete.
Right, we are here with Vlad Lekrev, midfielder for the men's soccer team. We know him on the field. We're going to get to know him off the field. Now, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. To start it off, what is your favorite movie?
I like all the Fast and the Furious series. So, like, I don't know, I like the cars in there, and they drive fast, so.
All right, I've never seen that, actually. Any of them?
Yeah? No. Oh, wow. Come on, this guy Paul Walker.
Never, never. Who is your favorite actor, then?
Favorite actor would be DiCaprio.
Leo? Oh, I love Leo. Leo has my heart.
Yeah.
Titanic fan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I watched it
All right.
30 times. I don't want to admit that, but.
Do you cry?
No.
No?
Well,
it's okay if you do.
One scene where with Rose.
Yeah? It's heart-wrenching, right?
Yeah.
Who is your favorite athlete?
Oh, favorite athlete. Like, for soccer or just any athlete?
Any athlete.
I'm just going to stick to soccer. I would say Ronaldo.
Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo fan. Okay, were you happy then when he scored that goal for?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
He's probably the best player.
Yeah, I could agree with
People
that.
say Messi, but I'm gonna say Ronaldo.
Yeah. All right. All right.
He scores so many goals.
Have it on record then. Cristiano Ronaldo, best soccer player.
Yeah.
Who is your celebrity crush?
Celebrity crush. Probably Mila Kunis.
All right.
But yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she's good looking.
Okay. Who are you? NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
Oh, I would say NSYNC just because of Justin Timberlake.
Oh, good old JT.
Yeah, he's a good performer.
When he had the frosted tips, remember that back in the 90s?
Frosted Tips is where it's at. Yeah. I actually had Frosted Tips in the beginning of the season.
Did you really?
Back in like middle school, but.
Oh, you should pull them out for this season too.
Well, I did at the beginning of the season. Then I got a haircut, and I'm thinking about pulling them out for like MAC. For the MAC games, like the last MAC games.
I think that should be done. I'm gonna count on that.
I was gonna be like right down the middle.
Yeah, that would be actually pretty cool. All right, last question. If you weren't playing soccer, what would you be doing right now?
I'd be producing music.
Okay. What kind of music?
Hip hop and like electro and house music.
All right. That sounds pretty cool, though. That's pretty neat. Well, thanks for joining us. It's nice to get to know you a little bit. We look forward to seeing you on the field against some more MAC teams.
Go BG.
Yep.
Lekrev has tallied 1 assist for the Falcons this year, helping the guys get to that winning record. And that is all for BG24 Sports. Follow us on Twitter for Falcon scores and news, and check out Facebook for videos throughout the week. I'm Claudia Seibert. We'll be right back.
After 18 years, the Mantis roller coaster at Cedar Point has come to an end. This past Sunday, the coaster gave its final ride. The stand-up coaster will be reconfigured to create a new floorless coaster that will open spring of 2015. The new coaster will be named Rougarou. It will feature floorless trains and reach up speeds up to 60 miles per hour. So, Paul, what are we expecting this upcoming week?
Well, to make things happy in the moment, we're not expecting any rain for the upcoming week. We are expecting some cloud cover, but other than that, we're looking at some fair temperatures and maybe some low night temperatures, but that's about it.
Well, thank you, Paul. Well, that's all for BG24 News tonight.
Check out these stories and more online at BG24news.org.
And check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
Have a good night, everyone.